Hey, what's up everybody? Today I want to do a really quick video for you guys, just to kind of go over the pros and cons of the industrial piercing. This is an amazing piercing. It's an awesome, really popular piercing as of lately. And let's just talk about it a little bit. Let's tell you the pros of it, and let's tell you the cons of it, okay? First and foremost, let's go over the pros. Let's get all the good stuff out of the way. The first one, I would say, hands down, this piercing just looks really, really great. I mean, all piercings looks great, but this one is really, it makes a statement, you know? It really takes up that entire upper part of the ear, and it's just a really cool, really awesome looking piercing. I feel like they are picking up more in popularity, but you just don't see them very often. So they're a great, great looking piercing. Number two, they're really easy to hide. Even though they are such a big piece of jewelry and they take up such a large spot on your ear, they're really, really easy to hide. You can put your hair over them, you can put a hat, a beanie, like whatever. They're a very, very simple piercing to hide. So if you're trying to not show it off to a lot of people, like I hide it for work or the family or whatever, easy one to hide. So that's a really, really plus or a big perk for it. Number three, there is a ton of jewelry options. So many jewelry options for this piercing, more so than a lot of other piercings. There's straight barbells, there's different color barbells, there's gold barbells, there's barbells with gems in the middle, there's bars where it's like 2 bars and a chain connecting. Man, sky is the limit. I haven't seen nearly as many jewelry options for any other piercing that I can think of than there is for the industrial piercing. They're all super creative, super unique, really, really cool jewelry options for that one. Number four, it really enhances the upper part of the ear. It really, man, it's a statement piercing for sure. This piercing, you know, it's going through 2 holes and it's just taking up the entire upper part, and it just looks really dramatic and really awesome, really cool. I'm sure if you've ever seen one out in the wild and you're talking to someone, they got an industrial piercing, your eye just kind of automatically is drawn to it. So with that being said, it's a really cool, really, really awesome looking piercing. I know that kind of goes with number one, but man, I just can't say it enough. It really, really enhances that upper part of the ear a lot, okay? Number five, they have a very, very low migration rate. So because this piercing has been done for a very, very long time, it's a very established piercing. Pretty much everybody can heal this piercing as long as you have the correct anatomy, okay? So this piercing, if you're taking proper aftercare and like not bumping and knocking, not sleeping on it a bunch, it's gonna heal up great no matter what. They're awesome, awesome piercing. I mean, you definitely still have to do your aftercare and you definitely still have to baby it through that healing process. But other than that, you know, I can't even tell you how many thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of these industrial piercings I've done, and they all look great. They all come back great. You know, little problems here and there, which we'll go over in the con section. But for the most part, they heal up great. They're awesome piercings, and they're not that hard to heal, okay? All right, so now that you know all the perks to this really, really cool piercing, let's go over the cons, because there are definitely cons to this piercing, okay? First and foremost, with this piercing, it is 2 piercings instead of 1 piercing. So you are gonna get poked twice, all right? Now, if done properly by a professional piercer, that should be 2 really quick pokes. So nothing too crazy, but it is 2 pokes instead of 1, okay? So that's obviously a downside. Not the end of the world though, we can all handle that. The next one is, you do not want to sleep on this piercing during the healing period, okay? So for healing, you're looking like 2 to 3 months of healing, okay? So for 2 to 3 months, try your best and try your hardest. Actually, just don't sleep on this piercing, okay? 8 hours of pressure causes a lot of, it's just a lot of pressure, a lot of tension on that piercing, and it causes a lot of problems. It causes a lot of issues, so we don't want that. A good simple solution, if you have to sleep on that side, get one of those airplane pillows, or even just look up piercing pillows. They make pillows with a hole in the middle, and you can comfortably sleep on that side with your ear in that hole, and it won't come in contact with the piercing. That can definitely mess with your healing process, okay? So yeah, really important. Don't sleep on it, okay? Once it's healed, sleep on it all you want though, all right? Number 3. They have a high tendency to get a lot of hypertrophic scarring, or otherwise known as the slang word keloiding, all right? So that's where you get the bumps top and bottom, and that can come from several different things. One, it can come from sleeping on it a bunch, which we just talked about. That definitely can cause that hypertrophic scarring or the keloiding. 2, it could be from your piercer, you're not going to a very professional piercer and they didn't get their angles perfect, so therefore there's a lot of tension on the bar when it's inside your ear. That could cause it. Also, it could be from like really bad aftercare. So make sure you're only doing a saltwater or saline spray on it, or a saline soak. Only those 2 methods of aftercare I would recommend. yeah, so there's a lot of variables that could be causing that scarring, okay? So, or that keloiding. So we want to avoid all that stuff, but just know like that's just part of the game with an industrial. I've seen a lot of industrials get that keloiding and then it heals up perfectly fine, okay? But that's because they came to me and we figured out what it was that was causing it, and we took the proper steps to eliminate that, and it healed up great, okay? So, but it is very prone to that hypertrophic scarring, all right? Let's see, the next one. It can definitely get in the way of your hair. It can get in the way of clothing. It can get in the way of sunglasses, all that stuff. So you gotta be really, really careful, all right? It's right where you go to put your glasses on, or you go to tuck your hair behind your ear. So be careful not bumping it and knocking it. Be careful taking shirts on and off. You're not catching and snagging it. You know, we don't want to do that stuff, okay? If your piercer knows what he's doing, he should be able to angle it perfectly enough to where when you do take on glasses or take on and off glasses, it just barely misses it. Or when you do tuck your hair behind your ear, it'll go just, you know, behind the piercing and won't be resting on the piercing. So that's really important too. Another reason, I know I say it all the time, why you should seek out a professional piercer to make sure they're doing this properly, okay? Let's see, I'm gonna say this one, which is really, really important. I almost forgot about it. You have to have the correct anatomy for this piercing. So not everybody can get this piercing. This piercing, you really need a proper ridge front and back to pull this piercing off. And then also the middle of your ear, you don't want to bulge out too far. So it's really important to get assessed and go and have a consultation with your piercer and just make sure that your ear is okay to get this piercing, because not everybody can get it. So that is a downside. It's not for everybody. But a professional piercer can easily take a look at that and tell you yes or no, or, you know, whatever. But from what I see, most people can do it. Most people have the proper anatomy. You know, probably out of every 10 to 15, I turn away one that comes into the shop to get that piercing, okay? So there you guys have it. There's your pros and your cons to an industrial piercing. Hopefully that gets you guys a little bit more educated and a little bit more informed. When you go into your piercing shop, you kind of know what you're talking about and know what to ask for. And yeah, you come out with an awesome new industrial piercing. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next video.